Hey guys, how's it going everybody? My name is Blitz, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another Fortnite news update. And today, yes indeed, Fortnite is getting a brand new game mode. We're going to discuss all that and much more. So do not forget guys, if you enjoyed today's update, hit that like button, subscribe so that you stay up to date with future Fortnite updates and discussions. And with that in mind, ladies and gents, let's dive right into it. So of course, on March 19th of 2018, we will be receiving a brand new patch, and along with that patch, we will be receiving a brand new game mode, which is super duper exciting because, well, anytime they introduce those new game modes, they are a whole heck of a lot of fun. So this new game mode is going to be titled Blitz, which is very cool because, you know, going by Blitzwinger, I'm like, hey, kind of boosting my own ego here, but is it related to me? Probably not. But either way, this new limited time mode will be called Blitz, and it will contain plethora of elements, and basically what I would title it is more so chaos, because this sounds like it is going to be absolutely bananas. So the mode will be enabled on, of course, the 19th of March, as I mentioned before, and we're going to run down all of the elements that are going to be changing with this particular patch and with this particular mode. So of course, let me know what you guys think of this mode. Are you excited to check it out? I certainly am, because I think it's going to take away a lot of the issues that some people have with the game, where they say, hey, it takes a long time to really make the action super duper tense. And to that I say, hey, land at Tilted Towers. You'll get into the action real quick. So I don't know what you're talking about. But either way, to the people that are complaining about that sort of thing, Blitz will take care of that problem, no doubt about it. So essentially, the Blitz game mode is going to offer a much shorter storm time, and that will then result in faster and more intense matches. The maximum length of a game will be 15 minutes. So no matter how long you're hiding, whatever it might be, in 15 minutes, the game will be over, or the match will be over. So that is absolutely crazy. But here's another big element that is quite surprising. You know how typically in Fortnite you land and then you have a few moments to go on ahead and gather yourself, whether it be, I think it's about 3 minutes or maybe 2 minutes and 50 seconds, where you get to kind of round up some materials and prepare before the storm starts closing in. You find out the circle within 10 seconds or so, and then after that, the storm starts closing in. Well, here's what happens this time. Instead of the storm being closed in after you're going to round up stuff, the match will start with the storm circle already closing in over the island. So as you're flying in and everything, the match will already begin with the storm heading inward. So that will obviously create a bit more intensity in terms of your prioritization as to where you land, how you're going to react, and how much space you'll have to just gather yourself and figure out how the heck do I get out of this thing alive is going to be much more minimized. So that sounds super duper exciting and a lot of fun. Now, in addition to that, adjustments will be made to the loot available. So the chances of treasure chests spawning is going to increase from 50 to 70% to 80 to 90%. So this is quite a substantial increase, of course, which means that the typical spots where you know chests spawn is the areas that you're going to want to charge to, because again, if there's an 80 to 90% chance of a chest being there, you want to be there to make sure that you're getting all that good and awesome loot. But in addition to that, there will be an increased chance of ammo boxes spawning from 65 to 80%, which is the typical ratio that you deal with in Fortnite, all the way up to 85 to 95%. So again, if you're low on ammo and you remember to yourself, like, hey, there are certain spots that you can go to on the map where typically there is an ammo box there, run there, because the chances of it being there are quite high. Now, in addition to that, floor loot spawns will be nearly 100% of the time, which means that as you're running around and there's just loot on the floor, it will be everywhere that it would typically be. So that means that the fights and the intensity of landing, you're most likely going to land on a weapon of some sort or a loot piece of some sort. So that means that you're going to land and right away you're in the fight. So there's not going to be this moment of like, hey, if I go to like Anarchy Fields, or if I go to an area that is not typically super tense like Tilted Towers, like let's say if I go to Shifty Shafts, usually there's 3 to 5 players that land there or so. So you're not going to worry as much about like, hey, I got to grab something and be ready to fight. Because of the increase to all of this, you're going to be going ahead and diving into fights almost immediately. So prepare yourself, and there's a reason why it's called Blitz. Now, in addition to that, supply drop spawn interval lessened from 180 seconds to 80 seconds. So that is insanely cool because that means that the supply drops will be coming in hot real quick as well, which again, those supply drops, typically speaking, have some really good stuff in them. So you're going to be charging for those and battling over those in a lot more of an intense manner. In addition to that, the descent time for the supply drop will be cut in half. So typically it takes the supply drop to drop 60 seconds long. Now, of course, you can shoot down the supply drop by shooting at the balloon. And again, that's something that you'll still be able to do, but you have to keep in mind that that typically takes a long time anyways, and you're going to be spending a lot of ammo to accomplish that. But now you don't really need to be quite as concerned about it because instead of waiting for 60 seconds or a whole minute for the drop to come on down and descend, you're going to go on ahead and have access to it in 30 seconds, which is super duper awesome and exciting. Now, that is kind of an interesting factor because I wonder, will that mean that the balloon health will be halved as well? Meaning that it being down to 30 seconds, could you shoot down the balloon quicker now, allowing the descent to occur even quicker? They did not confirm that particular piece of detail, so it will be interesting to see once the actual patch goes live. In addition to that, the launch pad spawn likelihood has greatly increased as well, which means there's going to be a lot more chaos flying around and such, and having crazy drops and squirrel suit moments and so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to finding out how that all plays out. Now, that is the loot availability and how it will be impacted in that brand new game mode. However, we do need to go on ahead and discuss a couple of other elements that will be affected as well. So the harvesting resources will actually be doubled, which means that typically if you were to get 10 pieces of wood from something, you would get 20, and so on and so forth. So obviously that means that the chaos, the general chaos of the game is going to increase substantially. That's why I said that chaos would almost be a more appropriate name, because yes, of course, there's going to be an element of like, hey, get into the fight quickly and the match happens quickly and so on and so forth. But you have to also be concerned about the fact that not only are you going to be worried about the fact that, hey, there's loot, there's the areas closing in quicker and so on and so forth, but you're also concerned equally about stuff like this where the harvesting has doubled. So now people are going to be building up a storm. Like, to the players who have really good building mechanics, they will be able to take advantage of this even more so. So they'll be able to double down on this and make some crazy, crazy structures happen in a very quick manner, running out of resources twice as long as they did previously. Now, in addition to that, the resources found in loot has increased from 30 to 100, and the treasure chest health will be increased from 200 to 500, and the ammo box health will be increased from 120 to 250. Now, personally for me, I don't ever like destroy the treasure chests or the ammo boxes, so I'm not really sure as to the value of that. I guess maybe in some scenarios where they get destroyed in the midst of a battle or something like that, it would create a huge difference. But the resources found in loot boxes being increased from 30 to 100 is a pretty substantial increase in my opinion, because again, you go from being able to build 3 pieces of stairs to now being able to build 10 of them with the exact same pickup. So that is a huge substantial increase, and that sounds like it is going to create for some fun and hilarious moments in the world of Fortnite. One tiny other thing that I wanted to go on ahead and touch on as far as bug fixes, they will be fixing the issue causing the unintentional rotation of stairs, which is something that I personally have run into many, many times, and it annoys the heck out of me. So I'm really, really happy that they are finally able to address that. And then in addition to that, they will be fixing the issue that has been causing an eliminated player's collision to stick around, temporarily making it difficult to pick up their dropped items. So that, again, very cool to hear that they are addressing some bugs. And that's the one thing that I have to give up to Epic, is that they are doing just such an awesome job of continuously, every week we get something. We get a new piece of some sort of bug fix, or some type of a new game mode like Teams of 20, or they get a new skin, a new weapon, and so on and so forth. And that makes for a really, really exciting game, because again, it's free to get into this game, but then if you start feeling like you're getting your money's worth, you can throw a couple bucks their way to get yourself a few V-Bucks collected, you get a battle pass, you get some skins, and so on and so forth, so you can support the game. But in turn, Epic gives us a whole bunch of new stuff to enjoy every single week or so. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, thank you so very much for watching today's Blitz News update right here for Fortnite. And of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button. That would be very, very highly appreciated. Are you excited about this Blitz mode? Yay or nay? Let me know know down in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to hearing a fantastically awesome discussion on this matter. I am super duper stoked to check this out. I love teams of 20s. It is so chaotic and fun, but this sounds like it's going to be even more up my alley in terms of just the fact that you're going to be dropping in. Yes, you will be sometimes losing very quickly and such, and that's certainly going to be kind of annoying and probably rage-inducing at some points, but you have to remember, since the game mode is so quick, you could just queue up again, boom, you're in another match, and you're right back to the start. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, thank you so very much for watching. Once again, subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm going to be posting tons of Fortnite content as far as updates and news and so on and so forth. So if you want to be sure that you do not miss out on that stuff, hit that like button. I will be making another video later on today discussing some of the other updates, and I will also be covering the Save the World side of things for Fortnite as well. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I will hopefully catch you guys here next time. Peace out. I'll see you all later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.